going to be talking about how to stock or how to spot manipulated stocks and like the signals and the signs to look for. Now, one thing I will start out right away with is most of the time on the channel, we talk about low priced, quote unquote, penny stocks. Now, when you hear penny stocks, a lot of people think what we call like true pennies, like 10-cent stocks, 9-cent stocks. But really what we mean is basically anything under 10 bucks. Anything under $10 is considered a low priced, quote unquote, penny stock. And one thing right off the bat is that, and a lot of people are sometimes shocked by this answer, is just understand that if it's a low price stock, there is about a 95% chance it is manipulated in some way, whether pushed up or pushed down, pushed around, as we say. And a lot of people are turned off by that. Like a lot of people hear that, oh, okay, the stock is manipulated. Why would I want to trade it? So when people hear manipulation, they're scared of that. They think it's a bad thing. But if you know what to look for, you can, profit from that. And like to me, when I like pumped stocks, I liked manipulated stocks, because when you think of the difference between like a real stock, like an Apple or an Amazon or a Google or an Nvidia, as much as I love all four of those as longer term investments, the float is so big, the institutional ownership is so big that like they can't get pushed around. Now, they will go up based on the news and the fundamentals, which is great. Today Amazon broke out to 52-week highs, Nvidia's closed, Tesla's closed, Apple's closed. But then you look at those stocks, bring up any of those charts, and any day to day or week to week, you're talking about 1%, 2%. Like CNBC will lose their minds if Apple is up like 3% on the week, like all week. And that is based on the fact that they can't be manipulated. They can't be pushed around because the volume is too high, the float is too high, the institutional ownership is too high, the regulation is too high. So you trade those stocks with a small account or even a medium account and, well, hell, even a large account. You're like, well, where's my profits? I'm green, but I'm up 2%. So when I see manipulation and know what to look for, I get excited, because the manipulated stocks are the ones that go from $1 to $3 to $5 to $10. Like no penny stock, and this is the key of this video, please pay attention. No penny stock goes from 1 to 10 because of the news or because of the fundamentals or because of some new product. They all fail. Many of you that have been around, it might go 1 to 10, but then 2 days later it's at 7, 2 more days later it's at 5, and then 2 weeks later it's back at $1. Okay, why did it go from 1 to 10 in a day? Now it took a few weeks to go back to 1, but why did it go from 1 to 10? Hype, manipulation, mania, pump, short squeezes, insane analyst ratings. All these things that we look for and can recognize. So the point is, what you want to look for is manipulated stocks. You want to find them. Now you go in eyes wide open, right? And this is, I think, what trips some people up is they trade these stocks and they don't know the why for the move. They don't know how the sausage gets made, and they ride it from 1 to 10, and then they ride it all the way back down to $1. Okay, let me know in the comments. Have you turned some big winner into a break-even trade or a losing trade because you overstayed? Because you thought it went from 1 to 10 and you thought 20 was coming and you didn't recognize the fading volume and the fading hype? We've all been there. I've been there, okay? You get greedy. You think it's going to the moon, as they say. Diamond hands, blah, 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 all that stuff from 2020. So if you know how to trade and you know how to set your risk to reward and recognize the signs, now you take 20, 30, 40, 50% gains, maybe 100% gain. Now you don't take it all the way to 10, but you make consistently repeatable gains because you know the signs to look for. What are the signs? Right off the bat, you're going to look for these chat pumps. Every day we're looking for them. Now, one of the problems, and I get this question a lot, and it's a good question, how do you identify all the chat pumps? There's all these chat rooms out there. There's probably 10 prominent penny stock chat rooms, but there's Discord rooms and there's all this stuff going on out there. How do you spot them? Listen, best way is we have built into Stocks Trade breaking news chat, okay? Breaking news chat is two 25-year veterans that have like 50 screens and they're in every chat room. Okay, all these sketchy chat rooms, all these sketchy discords. So what they do is they watch these rooms and then they cut and paste the pumps into the breaking news chat in your stocks to trade. So now you don't have to be in all these rooms, like watching all these disgusting human beings. Okay, it's like a cesspool of humans, but so they do the hard work. Okay, they get into the sewer and pull out the occasional good piece of information from the sewer so that you don't have to do it. And a lot of these rooms are paid. You know, it's like you got to pay for them or you get banned from the room. It's just a mess. So the best way to recognize the chat pumps, have breaking news. If you go below and check out a link to what's called the Daily Income Trader System. The Daily Income Trader System is an entire software, algo, live webinar, educational system that includes the daily news or breaking news chat. So if you click that link below, it'll take you over to a live webinar where we use the system every day. Now that webinar is free. The tour is free. You click that link below, 100% free, live, 6 times a day during the week, twice on weekends. You can see breaking news live, okay? So that's the best way to spot the chat pumps. The other modern day pump and dump that we see a lot is these sketchy analyst firms that put out ridiculous price targets. Like you'll see a stock up from $1 to $1.50 and they put out these $9 price targets. Now the big thing is understand which are the sketchy firms. I've done videos on this. We also talk about this in the Daily Income Trader System. Know which firms are doing this and recognize that it ain't going to 9 if there's a $9 price target. But if it went from 1 to 120 and the volume's ripping, it's probably going to go to $1.50 or $1.80 or $2. Not going all the way to the dumb price target. That's for the sheep. That's for the morons. That's for the the people that don't know how to actually trade and identify these signals. But hey, if you can take it from 120 to $2, whoo, or 220 or 240, okay, 20, 30, 40, 100% moves, and then you just move on and let the sheep take over. The other one you want to look for is Twitter pumps. Less prominent now, but they still happen. A lot of these guys, the nice thing about Twitter has gotten way better since Elon took over. Kind of before Elon took over, it was just like absolute chaos, spammers, pumpers, and what has taken over since Elon took over, the spammers are pretty much completely gone. Thank you, Papa Elon, love you. Call me back. But anyway, the Twitter pumpers the spammers are pretty much gone. And because all the spammers were gone, it kind of allowed it to become self-correcting, kind of like what it was about 10 years ago. Like if you followed these videos, you'll know about 10 years ago, I was like, get on Twitter, it's awesome. Then I went through about a 4 or 5 year period where I'd do the same video. I'd be like, get off Twitter, it's all spammers, it's all scammers. So then once Elon took over, the spammers went away, and then it allowed the people that were actually for real to self-police all of the pumpers and the scammers. So a lot of those guys just kind of got scared away. Like you'll see a lot of these accounts, especially about the last 6 months, they just went dark. Like maybe you followed them and you're like, man, this guy used to be like pumping these stocks all day long. Now his account is just dark. It's because he got sick of being, basically policed by legitimate people that actually care about trading and actually care about, finding good opportunities. And they're like, shut up, pumper, and et cetera. So, but Twitter pumps do still exist. And obviously the Atlas trading thing. I almost forgot about that. If you're a student of stock market history, you'll know that basically Atlas trading, you can, I've got past videos on it, but those guys, like, they, even more than the spammers and even more than the self-policing, like, those guys just were so blatant, so over the top with the Twitter pumps, and now they're, in police custody as far as I know. I think they're under house arrest or whatever. So that really scared the Twitter pumpers, because obviously if you're a scammer, you don't want to end up under house arrest. But it still happens if you know what to look for. Look for the volume, look for low float stocks. So my friends, in summary, don't be afraid of manipulated stocks. And I know I've stressed it a lot through this video. It's just like, understand the why of the move. And if you know the why of the move, who cares if it's manipulated? Who cares if somebody that you don't know, that you have nothing to do with? I mean, it's perfectly legal to profit from the manipulation. Now, don't become a sheep. Don't become a true believer. But if some sketchy dude over here that you have nothing to do with and you'll never meet and you'll never know, is pushing this stock higher and you recognize that, fire away. Just have a plan, have realistic goals. Don't become a bag holder. Don't become a true believer. Don't listen to what he's saying. Just trade the price action. And that's how you spot the stocks that don't move like apples. You know, Apple moves 3%. These stocks move 300%. So that being said, if you want to spot them every day, we do it every day in the Daily Income Trader system. That webinar, again, that link below is 100% free, 100% live. Check it out. Would love to see you on one of the webinars.